The issue of sexual abuse and molestation has become more prominent in the news in recent years, and with that, the need for insurance coverage is increasing. I'm John Weber for Best Review Magazine. I'm speaking today to Andy Shockey. Andy's an Assistant Vice President with Philadelphia Insurance Companies. Andy, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us today.
Absolutely, John. Thank you.
Andy, what's the biggest issue for agents that need sexual abuse coverage?
One of them actually is the capacity of this coverage in the marketplace. It's shrinking from just availability in general to the actual limits that are available for purchase and consideration, along with the terms and the conditions of the policies that do come with the coverage when it is provided. What
do you think is driving the big change in the landscape?
Well, there's several factors, John. One of them is actually the media coverage have certainly gravitated to these stories over the years. You also are seeing an ever-evolving legislation environment, both at the federal and state level. Finally, you will see the plaintiff's bar has been drawn to these situations, and that has, of course, increased the jury awards.
So how do you risk model for sexual abuse and molestation?
That comes back to the characteristics of a risk. It's what are they doing? And that can be beyond the minimum required by the state and federal laws, as well as their claims history on the topic. But beyond that, it comes back to, are they willing to partner to help reduce the potential for this claim?
So what's the insurance industry doing in response?
They're shrinking capacity for the coverage, limits, terms and conditions being modified, as well as more carefully underwriting the exposure. We are seeing that just being driven by the claims dollars that, a few short years ago, it was a several $100,000 event. Today, that's a multi-million-dollar claim situation.
Andy, what is PHLY doing in response for the need for sexual abuse molestation coverage?
We're continuing to educate our agents and our policyholders on strategies that they can reasonably undertake to reduce the potential and certainly raise the barrier to this event happening in their business. One such example is consulting with their clients on their hiring practices. There are things that can be done reasonably that can send the right signal to what the organization is about, and of course for those that are serving children, first and foremost it's about protecting the children that they serve. And we feel that a hiring process is an excellent place for those risk strategies to start.
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you, John.
That was Andy Shockey, an Assistant Vice President with Philadelphia Insurance Companies, and I'm John Weber for Best Review Magazine.